Let's try a little bit of warrior.
Please rely on the Ember Court, should you require
Hey, tropical.
entertainment.
Hoggish, Jerby, Mr. Beetle. Let's play a little bit of Hearth tonight. Oh my god, that was, you know, I don't know, I haven't found that card to be that good, actually. Feels like you get so many weapons. Nice beanie. Yeah, sorry, this is what I normally wear around the house. I was too lazy to get up and get my streaming hat, so this is what we get today. Let's take the freebooter. This card's new. Plus it, you know, without the bill, I got a better field of vision. It'll probably help my play. This card's new, these cards are old. Therefore, this card is good and these cards are bad. That's really all it comes down to. Let's take the Banshee. These I don't think will be very good. Banshee, maybe get some undead, maybe? There's an undead. I like the rush too, but you kind of jam the bone mares, right? Honcho's fun, is it? This is probably better with this card, but this card's just fun too. This card's fun. Here, I'll take this one. Plus, look at the art, man. Wild art. Oh man, I actually don't like this one that much. And then having a bunch of spells is kind of counterproductive with these type of cards. But it's more fun, so take it. Probably take a Lion's Guard here, although 10 picks from now I might rather have the Forge. But I find I want every copy of that 4 mana 4/2 weapon that gives a minion +4/+2. So it can get a little awkward where you have 2 of those, 3 of those, and then you still have 2 or 3 other weapons, so I'm okay to take the Lion's Guard here. Good 2, good 3. We have no 2s and we're a warrior. Let's take the 2. You know, I remember the first time I was here, I think Regis hosted you and you had 50 viewers. Regis is a good guy. I like Regis. Let's take Stormwind Guard. Could take the Rabid Worgen. Can I hear the music though? Not as well. Let's take Slam. This card's very good. I wouldn't mind another Taskmaster, but I guess this card is good, huh? Alright, let's take a Peasant. I hope you're all doing well. You guys are ready for the new year. Peasant. This is for sure 100% unequivocally 1,000,000,000% the pick. Actually, oftentimes I play this card and I'm not very happy. The Discovered 3s. Because you get a lot of cards from old sets. It's like if you get offered a card from the most recent set, sure, it's probably good, but otherwise it's kind of poo. You're still playing a 2 mana 1/1 to do it, I think, so. I'll take the Execute though, that one's a nice pickup, I think. Nice spell. Now you're doing much better than that loser. Well, first off, Regis isn't a loser. Second off, his YouTube is one of the most popular Hearthstone YouTube channels in the business, and I think he's doing quite well for himself. Dwarf or Suspect? Let's take Suspect. What if I'm not on the board? Oh, this card's good. Warrior? I have a higher average with Warrior than I do with Death Knight. This is not the one I want. I think I just take the 2. I'm down for another freebooter. That's our first weapon. I know a guy is fun, but I think we want some AoE, we want a weapon. How many I know a guys are we gonna pass? In terms of streaming viewership, yeah, but Regis doesn't stream that much. But he puts out a YouTube video like every day, and his YouTube videos get lots of views. And it's very lucrative to have a very blossoming YouTube. He puts a lot of effort in, and that takes away from his time that he can spend streaming. And then it's also time spent, very value added to his life, I'm sure. All right, there's our first one. I would like a Peasant, but definitely want one of those. We'll take another Commander, like Scalebane. I don't like Daring Reporter. Any more 2s? I was very unimpressed by this card the last time I had it, but I really don't want Mistress of Mixtures, so let's try it again. I don't want the 6, so let's take the 3. I'm gonna take the 2 because our curve sucks. We have, this will be our 4th weapon, but we actually have a couple of rush minions, is that true? We have 1, 2, actually only have 2, but is it better than a brew? Like, I don't know if it's even better than a brew with as many weapons as we have. Let's take the Brewmaster. And I'll take another Slam over an Arm Dealer. Who's more handsome than him? No offense, I think he's a very good looking man. Alright, I think Taz is busy working her Australian job. How many wins? Let's do a bet for how many wins. Your voice is so crispy on my new headphones I got for Christmas. Hey, cool. That's good. Always freebooter? I mean, it's a good card. I don't think it's a card you'd like never pass or anything. I almost want to just keep this. The curve is pretty cheap. We already have two drops. Did I actually make it for the draft? I hope you caught some of the draft. If you did not, we will be doing some more drafting. Unless we end, I don't know, my back. I woke up and I was, relatively fine. My usual, feeling of shit. But I took a nap in the afternoon. I woke up and my back is killing me. I don't know how I could have fucked it up while sleeping, but I guess it's possible. Did you ever dye your beard for a fundraiser? And if so, what color? Yeah, sure. Maybe green? Oh.
That's right.
Yeah. Sorry your back. That sucks. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like, I'm hoping it's not internal. It feels like moving my back is a large contributing factor to its pain. Why would you not kill this one? I guess because I'm gonna trade and he gets a coin on either way, but...
Back to work. So generous.
When I was a kid, I could fall down 2 flights of stairs and get 0 injuries, and at 29, I sleep wrong and I feel crippled. Yeah, so just imagine how that feels, and then add another 5 years on top of that. It doesn't get better. I was talking to my sister, I was like, man, my body hurts all the time. I was like, do you think this is gonna start getting better soon? She's like, no, why would it get better? I was like, I don't know. And she's like, you're getting older every day. It's gonna get worse. I was like, oh crap. That probably is true.
You got the wrong guy, pal.
That's probably true. I was gonna coin out the 5s. Let's still coin out the 5s. In fact, I'm even gonna kill this thing. It didn't work out super well. But yeah, the older I get, the more I hurt doing nothing. I feel like every day I wake up and something hurts, and I just hope that the next day I wake up, something's gonna hurt less, and nothing new's gonna hurt more. Probably time to join the gym though. That would probably help. I could see there being value in that.
A red sun rises.
I'm so fucked.
Protect the city.
Not to be a mom, doc, but try laying on your back with your knees, feet up on something will help realign. Okay, after this game, I'll try laying on your back with your knees and your feet up on something. Well, I feel like it's gonna feel good just to lay down. Sitting feels better than standing. But it's not like, it doesn't feel like the time, I've thrown my back out 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 times in my life. And it was like, I couldn't breathe. Sitting is the new smoking, true.
Reporting for duty. I must move quickly.
Don't like these games where you just kind of know that you've already lost and you're kind of just going through the motions. I like the ones where you know you've won and you're going through those motions instead. Those ones I much prefer. Righteous D is so problematic, and Skulker into Peacekeeper going first is really good, right? Did you already play the thing that was discounted? Maybe I get an Execute or something. Maybe I draw Slam and I just make a bad play and I just slam it. That I don't really care about. I actually care much more about the 2/2 being on the board. That's actually more problematic for us.
For a master tactician, this is nothing.
I had a muscle spasm in my back for 3 hours a few years ago and it was the worst pain ever. I've never had something specifically like that. Well, that's not true. But not in my back. But yeah, back pain is amongst the worst I think I've ever felt. I think the times, okay, so I've told this before, but at one time I wanged my my funny bone, or like some nerve like felt like hitting my funny bone, but times like 100. And I was like on the ground. I couldn't get off the ground. I was hurt so bad I couldn't get off the ground. I'm not exaggerating. And I was there for like an hour, and I was like, I can't get up, and I had tears in my eyes. And this was like maybe like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. That sounds awful. Yeah, and it was like that my arm just ached for like 2 weeks after that, and that was the worst pain I can ever remember feeling. And I've broken some bones and stuff like that. I mean, like I broke my collarbone. I broke some bones in one of my feet once. I broke my left hand once. Like that stuff like hurt, but it wasn't like the same. I couldn't bend enough to get in the car to go to the hospital. Yeah, so the second worst pain I ever felt would, I'd say was probably, wow, we actually drew the execute.
This is your end. Darkness.
This is big.
Face the darkness.
King's on a
Was the 2 times I drew out my back. Where, like I couldn't move for like 3 days. Same thing, like I was just on the floor in my mom's house. I was probably like 15 or something like that. And I was like, okay, the only thing I can do is like lay directly on my stomach. And I like laid there for like 16 hours and then fell asleep and then repeated that for like 3 days.
Reporting for duty.
And like I'd get up to go to the bathroom, just like screaming, like like getting out of the bed or getting off the floor. Just getting up was very difficult. Hope you have a great stream. Thanks, Muted. Best of luck on the games. It's good to see you, man. It's great to see you too. Somehow we're not dead through 2 righteous defenses.
Looks like I'm here just in time.
That's pretty interesting. If he has a spell, that'd be delightful.
The smell of
Well, unfortunately, he does not. Did they remove DK card that lets you discover a rune card if an undead died? No, it's just much, much less likely to be seen, but it's still out there. He's gonna hit the 4-5, and then what? I can't really slam it. I need to draw, so hopefully he hits here. I don't think he'll do that, but
strike.
that's a problem.
And strike harder.
The longer this goes, you got a chance. I'm surprised that it's this close, considering like what we had, what position we were in.
Face the darkness.
Just gonna do it like this. We don't take damage on here. You could like swing for more, maybe swing in a different way, but then I just damage my own guy. I'm also not gonna equip this. Hopefully he draws his, he draws some shit, maybe. I really only need like a turn or 2 of shit draws.
reporting for duty.
You got a pair.
Yeah, relative shit.
You have an audience with the king.
Face the darkness.
I will say this, I think this totally stinks if he, 1, draws Alex Straza, 2, draws a righteous defense or something. Now, after he played 2, I couldn't get him. Played my guy that could get it, didn't get anything, and then if he draws 1 now, I'll be, disappointed. Disappointed in the game. I gotta pull off some of my skin. You're molting again? I just always have really dry skin. So skin is just always incredibly dry. I'd love to draw, I don't know, bone marrow? I also don't moisturize very much, but like my skin is just horrible. My body hurts all the time. Hi, get him, Redbeard. Hey, thanks, Gargamel. I'm gonna try my best.
I must move quickly.
I think it's Reckoning, Get Down,
For duty.
Avenge. We have a Blood Razor and 2 Freebooters, so let's swing this turn. I guess the Freebooters, you could still kill him next turn even if you drew him. Is it time of year for dry skin? Yeah, I have dry skin all year though, but yeah, maybe it's drier now.
The victory is yours.
What fine splendor. What worked out for us there was just... You know what really saved us is we threw the slam and drew the execute. That was probably the only turn we could draw execute where it would still save us. We kind of had to draw execute on that specific turn. Try using lotion on your face. Moisture is needed. Yeah, that's fair. Asking for bone mirror and then drawing it like a boss. Yeah, sometimes you just ask for the best case scenario and then most of the time it doesn't happen and then people forget about it. But then some of the time it does happen. And then people think you're like really powerful. Cool. Okay, I definitely don't want that, and I definitely don't want that. And I guess against a hunter, I don't want that either. Let's be real. It's a Butte, Clark. You drew all your late game? Yeah. But that just means we didn't really draw like the peasants and the banshees and the cruel taskmasters when we really wanted them early. And at that stage of the game, even drawing something like a 2-mana 4/6 cruel taskmaster would have been good, right? Even if, because we had played the Lor'themar. So we could have really drawn anything at that point and probably been alright. Even our bad draws become good with that card. Hey Cagvion, what's up, dude? Oh, I'm going to, I know people don't believe me, but I'm gonna get to work during this stream specifically. Setting up the sound things. Chatters. Okay, let's remove that. We'll leave that. We'll leave that. Add a new custom reward. Okay, let's play this.
This can't be good.
The more you struggle.
I have to do that. Okay. Cooldowns and limits. Let's just say there's a cooldown of like... Okay, don't anybody click on those. Let's see.
Please help me.
Freezing. Oh, that could actually be really bad if that buff hit there. We should, well, but if it's like snake or something, I guess I'd want to coin this out. Okay. But then I wouldn't be proccing it, so I wouldn't be able to. If it's explosive, I don't know. There's probably a debate. I could just replay that.
Face the darkness.
Could just play this. Like, I think getting something on the board this turn and then having like an extra buff is kind of nice. Okay, add a new custom reward. Okay. Cooldowns, 5 minutes. Okay. Hello, hey old black nerd. 7 minute 100 helped. Yeah. Well, we kept him in our opening mulligan. I don't know if it's right or not, but we did it. So I double trade him. There's like...
Face the darkness.
No way I don't play an 8/7 taunt this turn, right? What are we doing? Bumping and hoping? I can't play 2 cards no matter what I do.
Protect the city.
This costs, we want him to get to 8, so we want to play that. Maybe it's better to just play
The
this.
city, king.
Sure. Maybe it's better to have just played this, because we'd have a 2/2 instead of a 4/2. Tharmar's punctuality's on point. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can play him next turn, though. It's like explosive, which is actually quite good for us here.
Throw them out. For a master
We can just sit. We can bone marrow next turn, then push 20 damage face if we want. Okay, add the thing.
Here, girl. I smell an ambush.
Alex, good to see you, Starzy. Hey, Red, hope you're feeling good. Man, my back, I don't know what happened. My back is aching today. I'm sure it'll be alright though, right? Huh? me start there for now. Okay, so it's explosive. We're taking a little bit of damage here, but I want this base damage, I think. Hello, broke back Redbeard. I don't know if it's broken. Oh, God. Doing that doesn't help. Oh, shit. Okay, that can't attack, which is good. That can't do anything, which is also good. Oh, I don't have lethal. 16? Oh shit, I just realized now I don't have lethal. I have 18? 16? 18? Do I have lethal now? I think I do, right? Don't do that. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Kappa. Let's see if I can find a more comfortable position to sit in.
Renathal versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
There is a
Stretch more? That's fair. I should stretch more. Hey, Zed did it. What's that, Zed? Have a heating pad? I don't. I took a hot bath earlier, but that was before I was hurting. I just like to take baths. I took a quick shower and then I sat in the bath for a little bit.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
I'll provide a chilly reception for your...
I'll provide a chilly reception. Sometimes I think about that stuff. I should just get a bunch of like first aid stuff that I don't need until before I need it. You know what I mean? Like I have a heating pad. The other day I was like, oh, let me grab a band-aid. I didn't have a goddamn box of band-aids. I was like, oh, well, I guess I better go buy some band-aids. Actually, I ordered them off of DoorDash. I had somebody bring band-aids to me. I wish I fit in the tub. Downsides to being tall. Yeah, it's a small tub. I'm not that tall. I do okay. I'm not like, it's not like the best situation.
What? They fell off a truck.
Okay,
The streets are not safe.
but yeah, I couldn't be much taller than I am now and fit comfortably in there. And I'm only like 5'10", so you gotta get yourself a big tub. I don't hate that.
Here there is
I don't hate that either. Hopefully he pre-hits for us. So we are doing what? Slapping?
Evacuate.
So play into the consecration, but wouldn't he have consecrated last turn? Maybe not. Actually wasn't paying attention.
Back to work.
Hey, Afumi, tell us more about your bathtub situation. What is it about you that's so big that you don't fit? Well, it's definitely not my huge streamer hog, although that certainly doesn't help. That I count it as a sunk cost. I throw it over the side and just let it flop directly on the ground. Good question, though. Very good question. This thing's been alive for 115 years. It's delightful.
Might or magic. I'll withstand it all. Do your worst.
I figured it was your giant gonads. No, those are shrunk from all the anabolic steroids I've been eating for breakfast. My back has been shot for a week now since my chiropractic appointment. Did you just top deck that one? Yes, he did. Okay. Well, that's effing rude. I suppose it took up his whole turn and has kind of already done his job, but still. Is that a person? What is that? We have 14, we need 5. We have 18, we do not have 5. And now we have 5. We've had almost the same, like we keep getting like these incredible top decks. And unsurprisingly, we're 3-0. However, I think we were really far ahead in the last game and this game, so. Dred's had the same answer for his donger. Being really large. I hung out with Dreads a few times at a few different Twitch cons, and I can say with complete and unequivocal certainty that Dreads has a tiny, smelly wiener that permeates through his khaki slacks. Thank you again, Abumi, for the sub. Ew, very disgusting. Ew, what the fuck, Dreads? You're nasty. Disgusting, man. Old. Man. Disgusting. Evil. Old. Did I emphasize old enough? Man. Oh baby, I was just gonna say we need a buttload of new followers. Talokos. What is up, Taloco? Probably coming from the Wrinkly. Oh yeah. Probably coming from the YouTube. Probably a big fan of the Jade deck that went up. I'm not sure, but we've got a 2, a 3, and now we've got a 4. Morg's kind of expensive. Tiny Wang, corduroys are a tough mix. I said khakis, but they could have been corduroys for all I know. You think Dreads' amazing arena luck is God compensating for all of his other disadvantages? I do. I do think that, yes. Funny that you should pick up on that because I was thinking pretty much the exact same thing as you. Twitch chat is on point today. They're on the ball. Conscientious, cognizant, analytical, observational. What I really hate about this card is when I have it, it never drops anything. Well, that was wonderful. What a pleasant surprise. What did I buff? Okay, sure. Why not?
Light or magic, I will stand it all.
All's well that sun wells.
What just happened? Can whack that. Guess I can do this. Try to keep something on the board, maybe. Oh, that's good.
Behold the might.
1, 2, 3. Trade. We have 11. Guess it's probably beneficial to kill this. Just go face though. If it's like a nether or something, then he might, it's a lot better for us this way. Him at 14 and nethering us is kind of a problem, huh? Now we only need 1. Actually, we just need him to not taunt. Another lovely track. I like this song. I like the video watching it. That little newscast. I don't know if that was a real newscast from back in the day, but... Let's click that. Let's do this. Let's see, oh, let's queue up. NHL, did the Kings play today? Did everybody play today? Oh, the Kings are up on Vegas right now. Did Ovechkin score today? No Ovechkin goal. He only had 1 shot on goal?
Simplicity in inevitability.
Come on, the Kings lose so many games and I want to keep it. The Kings lose so many games at the end. Velarde has his 15th goal. Oh my god, that kid's playing well this year. Gabriel Velarde has 15 goals in 37 games. He could put up 30 goals this year. That'd be cool. I guess I shoot it. I guess. This could be bad. McDavid scored, obviously. That guy's very good at hockey. He's a very good ice skater, passer, and shooter. Kings were down 2-1 when I looked. Nice. They turned it around. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they finish up. Wow, really? It's way worse for me.
No problem.
It's only 2-1.
Yummy fish. Face the darkness.
I need help for next turn though. I guess I could just play this. I could swing into something and play this. Stars keep winning. I think we will win the division this year only because Colorado is an ER ward at the moment. Do they have a lot of injuries?
Face the darkness.
This breaking of my weapon was unfortunate. Maybe he's got just a bunch of 1 health minions.
You got the wrong guy, pal.
Alright, he has a spell and we discard it.
The darkness.
Okay. I cannot Bone Mare, but I can 1-drop and Stormwind Guard. He might have a spell that he has to throw away here. He might draw a spell. So what would I rather have? Is that an undead? No. I guess then I would rather have Peasant. Didn't discard anything. Hey, Arena Guy, Merry Late Christmas. What's up, Arms? How are you, man? McDavid has 30 goals through 36 games. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it is a little confusing how he's so much better than everyone else in the world at hockey. But also kind of cool. I'm not really necessarily a big McDavid fan specifically, but I like when the league has good young goal scorers or offensive players. I think it's better for the league. Redbeard is the Northridge baseball card store hater. I did hate that guy. He was rude and disrespectful. Okay, hate's a strong word, but I never went back and I spent a lot of money on Pokemon cards elsewhere. But I thought he had a bad attitude. I thought he was a jerk. I thought he needed an attitude adjustment, and maybe he got one. Tage isn't that far behind him now? You think Tage Thompson isn't that far behind McDavid? I don't really follow Tage Thompson too closely. That's interesting and impressive. Do we go down to 1? I mean, 1 isn't that low, right? 9, 10, 11, 10, 12. Man, we could put him at 2. I guess I take the trade, huh? What if I just don't and I just swing into his face? Justin goals, 26 goals and 50 points in 32 games. Oh, really? Wasn't he on Buffalo? Was he part of the deal with O'Reilly, or is that like after that? Maybe it's better to kill this guy. Like he could Bone Mare, like remove something maybe. I don't know. Maybe we just win. That'd be super swell. He didn't have a spell last turn or the turn before.
Strictly to know.
He was throw-in on the O'Reilly trade. Everybody thought he was a 4th liner at best. I read a lot of hockey futures. I read a lot of hockey futures in general, so it's hard to remember how people evaluate people because everything goes like it's like always cyclical. Whoever one team picks, like they always have like 3 or 4 young kids that everybody thinks are gonna all be like just standout prospects, and then most of them don't pan out, and then the cycle just repeats. Whoever you draft, like be like, oh, we've got like the Kings will be like, oh, we got great, we have Byfield and we have Turcotte and we have Velarde, and then like none of them make it or whatever, and then 4 years later you still stink and you have all those guys are gone, and then you have 4 new draft picks and you're like, oh, these guys are all gonna be great. But I remember people being high on him, but maybe it was just Buffalo fans. This was probably maybe 5 or 6 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago maybe. I love how Taylor Hall has shined in Boston. Wait, what do you mean late bloomer? Didn't he win the Calder? Didn't he have like 100 points one year with the Devils? Like several years ago? Isn't he 30 years old? Okay, maybe that supports your late bloomer start.
In inevitability.
Taylor Hall. Guy's been in the league for a decade. He's Taylor Hall's 31. Oh my god. Okay, maybe he didn't win the Calder. He had 80 points in his 4th year. 93 with the Devils. He's been like about as good as he's ever been. I guess this year he seems to be playing a little better. He's also shooting. Wow, his shooting percentages are horrible. That will probably come down to earth. He's shooting 4 and 6% above his career, increasing his career shooting percentage with Boston, which is nutty. Except last year, he shot more like average, and he looked more average. I liked Taylor Hall back in the day. I mean, he was a good player. Red, you're cute. Hey, thanks, man. Flo, good to see you. He won the heart on the Devils, yeah. He beat out Kopitar. I don't know if either of them even deserve to be nominated, though, but maybe. Maybe.
This can't be good.
Taylor Hall was really good that year, though. We put up a lot of points. He was an all-star in Edmonton, had 500 points prior to showing up in Boston. Yeah, I don't know if he was a late bloomer. And a Hart Trophy. He was amazing. Yeah, he was. And so was Kopitar. Honestly, you know, a little biased. Kopitar was probably still a better player than him even that year. He only had a couple points less, and Kopitar's like was a perennial like Selke deserves. He probably was like the second or third best defensive forward behind Bergeron for like a decade, right? I think he won one Selke, right? But you could probably just give it to Bergeron every year. I think I was thinking of someone else. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to shit on your Taylor Hall analysis. I remember the Winnipeg Jets, 2017-29, were thought to have the best prospect pipeline of the modern day salary cap era. Yeah, I just feel like you could say that about like any team, any year. You have like a fairly accurate, like, yeah, if all these 9 guys pan out, we're gonna win 10 cups in a row. But like even Edmonton, right? You had like, you know, Nail Yakupov and Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, Nugent Hopkins. You had like, I don't know, Justin Schultz, like, left Anaheim to go sign over there, right? And it's like, well, yeah, none of those guys are on the team anymore, almost, you know. It's like, it doesn't guarantee you success to just have a bunch of youngsters. Doesn't hurt if they do pan out, but again, certainly no guarantee. DeBrusk has had a breakout year, I think. DeBrusk, oh maybe. Some other guy, Yakupov. I hated Nail Yakupov. What I particularly hated about Nail Yakupov was when he scored a game winner in overtime in like November against the Kings. That iconic, like anytime they make a YouTube video about him and then talk about how much he sucked, always has that clip of him scoring against the Kings and then like celebrating like he just won the Stanley Cup in quadruple overtime, sliding all over the ice in the center ice. I think it was in LA too. And I'm like, settle down, guy, you stink. But by all accounts, he seems like a pretty cool dude too, from what I read about him. But hey, come on, you can't be sliding on the Kings' home ice. Incredibly disrespectful. This could get our Lor'themar. This card, whatever.
Face the darkness.
What a start for Ullmark this year. The Stars, though, were proclaimed to have the best collection of under 24 talent in the NHL by a wide margin by The Atlantic. By a wide margin, you say?
Do you have an audience with the king?
Yakupov has got to be up there for biggest #1 overall bust ever. It's like Yakupov and Daigle? Is that his name? Alexei Daigle? Yashin? Yashin was like pretty good, right? I think he was first too.
Good to use, better to wear.
Dragon.
Maybe, who's that kid on New York that everybody thought was going to be crazy good and it's kind of stunk? And the Kings got... Did we get a second pick that year? Was that that year? Yashin had a decent career? Yeah. Lafreniere, yeah. Alexei Lafreniere. We'll play these two. Hate that. I go 5 and 3.
Defend the gates.
Ahoy, friendos. What's up, Bert? Capo is kind of a dud. Great name, though. That's gotta count. Yeah, that counts. You got a great name. That counts. Counts for something. Am I trading with one of these? I guess so.
To me.
Which one got buffed? This guy? Okay.
I feel bad, but I don't.
This is not
The
what we
streets are
stood
not
for.
safe.
Yeah, Kako wasn't very good. He was second overall, right? Jack Hughes, I think, went first. That kid looks good, too. He hasn't played his spell. Maybe he has the Scourge. No, maybe not. It's there. It's there. Hopefully it doesn't hit my 4-7. Hopefully it doesn't hit my 4-1. So it's a lot of mana
Ready
this
to
turn.
fight for a better future?
So I hope he hits the 5-3. Because we're either drawing Bone Mar or Lor'themar. Interesting. Okay, that's not so bad.
For a master tactician, this is nothing.
2019 draft looks trash. Behind Jack Hughes, probably no other real stars. Just look at the draw. Sometimes you suck and you pick high in a dud year. Yeah, that is part of it. But I'd say in the NHL, it takes a couple years sometimes, I feel like. I think guys can kind of break out a little later. I can't get to this. I can't kill that. That is a good draw.
This is your end.
Bye-bye to your spell, sucker.
And,
Sometimes you get a McDavid. Yeah, I feel like the NBA in particular is really dependent on, like, you need to draft, like, that guy in that year. And I guess these days it's a little more dispersed, right? Like, the talent, but, like, for a long time, like, as a kid growing up, like, you had to get you had to have a Jordan. I mean, I know Jordan was, what, 3rd overall? But you had to draft Duncan, you had to draft Shaq or Kobe or LeBron, and, like, these guys just, whatever team they were on, were in the finals. But now you do, I guess, have, like, Steph was drafted kind of late. Giannis and Jokic drafted kind of late, too. Well, Jokic, I think it was a 2nd rounder, right? Nico Hischier has been pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent. Was he 1st overall? But, like, you need to get more than that out of a 1st overall to really, like, change your franchise's kind of trajectory a lot of the time. In the NHL, I think you can. There's a little more. You have to have. You definitely can't just win with McDavid or Crosby or whoever. Like, you need good defense. You need probably at least 2 or 3 good lines and a good goalie. Right? Kings win. Oh, did we? I saw it was 3-2. What was the final score? Isher was picked 1st overall in the year that Makar was picked 4th. Yeah, picking Makar probably would have panned out better. 4-2, cool. I missed the Magic Bird era. You know, I was born after the Magic Bird era. All right, let's see who scored the last goal. Empty netter, or did somebody score a... It doesn't really matter. Goal's a goal. Plus, beating Vegas is good. Vegas is a good team, man. This is a better card. None of those were mechs, right? Victor Arvidsson. He's been a good pickup, too. How old's that guy? 29? He's like a good player. Last year and this year.
Me not shady.
Bruins lost in a shootout today, down to only 27-4-3. That's a pretty good record, though. And you know that.
Stir, you kill home, finger.
face the darkness.
I don't know. I'll keep an extra thing. We played a 3-4 instead of a 4-5 this turn with Taunt because we picked this, but now we have a play for next turn. Lonzo Ball has a funny name. Lonzo Ball. What about his brother, LaMelo? Isn't there a 3rd Ball brother? LaAngelo? LaMangelo? He's got like a similar name, doesn't he? I'm not trying to be rude. I can't remember his name. LaAngelo? LaAngelo, right? Yeah. The dad seems really annoying. He sometimes shows up in my shorts, but I think that's part of his shtick, is being annoying so he can be on TV. And I think he sells t-shirts or something, right? Lemon Jello? Yum. I go for some lemon Jello. That's unfortunate. There are multiple Ball Bros. Yeah, there's 3 Ball Bros. I don't think there's any more.
Obviously,
I'd love to show up in your shorts and go Lonzo on your balls. Hey, Tall. What the hell does that mean? How the hell are you gonna come out here and disrespect a man in his own house like that? I mean, I wouldn't mind playing this and this, but our guy's gonna die, and he's gonna gain more life if I leave it up, so I might as well trade it. Blood Boil completely fucks aggro deck so hard, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, I'm not really sure if we are an aggro deck necessarily, but there are just definitely board states where your opponent has that card and plays that card and negates everything that happened turns like 1 through 4 or 1 through 5, and it feels really bad from my perspective sitting here. The one getting fucked, you know what I mean? Come on. Ooh, second sense. But maybe we can still win. But just imagine if he hadn't gained 25 life and cleared my board on turn 5. Flame Strike is okay because they're down 15 to 25 health. Yeah, Flame Strike is a lot different because it comes down 2 turns later, it doesn't gain you any life. And this card, in theory, can deal 1,000 damage, right? There's no limit to the amount of damage it can deal. It should be at the end of your turn, maybe. Not the end of every turn. Would probably feel a bit better. Speaking of feeling a bit better. The threatens in order. Flame Strike's a good card too, but yeah, you can definitely beat a Flame Strike. And if your opponent is playing Flame Strike and clearing your board on turn 7, and they've taken 20 damage, right? They're at 10 and they're not developing anything, and then you put down an 8-drop, they're still probably gonna lose. There are limits to what you can do. I think what they've kind of done is they've sort of, I think, gotten themselves stuck in sort of a negative feedback loop, sort of, to an extent, with Constructed. So it's like you print these 40 health, you print the 40 health guy, let's say, theoretically. And then as a result, you have to like supercharge decks, so like Druid aggro decks can kill you with 40 health on turn 5 or whatever. And then you want to introduce a new class that plays sort of fair, and your only option is to give them a card that can kill 5 Druid cards and gain you life. And now you've kind of like created a problem, and then created another problem to solve that problem, and then potentially created another problem to solve the problem that you created from the first problem, and so forth. And that's sort of what people oftentimes refer to as power creep, but I don't think they're the same thing, because I think being responsible with how you design things in the first place prevents you from having to make like overtly broken and feels bad type things, and I don't think they've done a very good job of that lately. Nice beanie, thanks, man. Better to have a nice beanie than a... Actually, I guess a nice weenie's okay too. Either way, thanks, Saul. That is absolutely busted. Clear the board, gain health. Isn't that good? Unless it also gets your body on the board. Yeah, sorta. Call me old, but I remember when Charge was wild. I talked about it a lot lately. Like about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I put on one of the World Championships, I think from 2019, with Hunter Ace winning, and they're playing with like Rise of Shadow cards, and you see a stark difference in what you do in Hearthstone now, how you have to spend your mana every turn, actually spend your mana, your cards actually cost mana. It was very, I don't know what the word is, jarring. It was very refreshing, but also you're like, really puts in perspective how much mana cheat is in Constructed right now. Okay. Also, huge crowd. Huge live crowd at the Hearthstone World Championship just 3 years ago. This deck, Hunter Ace's opening hand, which he won with, has an Acolyte of Pain, an Omega Defender, and a Swamp Queen Hagatha, which is quite fascinating, I feel.
Face the darkness.
Like, it doesn't even benefit me. Maybe it does. If I can't kill both on the same turn, it just doesn't do anything. Viper's deck in the final game of the championship has a magic carpet in it. He's got Ancestral Healing and an Acidic Swamp Ooze, a 7-mana Giggling Inventor, Abusive Sergeant. This deck is running Archvillain Rafam in the World Championship of the final game. Like, you had to spend mana on cards is that point, I guess. What else is in there? Walking Fountains are actually in the deck. I mean, you still run Ziliax. Every deck ran Ziliax back then. Farsights, Wild Pyros in a Shaman list that doesn't have, I don't think, an overt board clear. Not like an equality effect. Really fun. I think that was the last World Championship that I watched. Yeah, that might have, I think it was the last live one, right?
Might or magic.
Can I ever win? I think the answer is
Do your worst.
maybe no. 7-0 Warrior, yeah, not bad. I was telling chat said Warrior sucks. And I said I think I have a higher average with Warrior than Death Knight right now. VK Pasta, what's mana cheat? That's when you don't spend mana on your cards, basically. So like cards like Contraband Stash, right, for example, costs 5 mana, but lets you theoretically cast 40 mana worth of stuff. You can cast like a, what's that card called? The one that does the thing?
Face the darkness.
Do you have an audience with the king?
You can cast like, the 9 mana mage spell that casts 20 mana worth of stuff. So where you're just cheating the amount of mana you get based off of the mana you spend, or the effect you get based off of the mana you spend. Even things like Guff. Like Guff just allows one player to have 20 mana. And that's kind of crazy. Rune of the Archmage, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Back when Farsight was the only Shaman card draw, yeah. Leroy got Hall of Fame because it was created an unhealthy dynamic where people were reliably dealing 12 face damage from hand. 2022 Shock Splitter deals 60 damage as an OTK on turn 7. Yeah. Just break the rules to cheat out 30 mana worth of minions. The Druid Legendary that lets you play minions for armor. Grimy Gadgeteer. Okay, let me pull up Grimy Gadgeteer. Even something like this, right? It doesn't instinctively cheat mana, but the amount of stats that you're capable of summoning for just 4 mana, I think would be like you want limitations on those things when you don't really know what 1 mana is worth anymore, or 2 mana or whatever, or like what 1 card draw is worth. Like Hearthstone's kind of lost the fundamentals of what. In Arena, it's not a big deal.
Let's have some fun.
There is a simplicity in inevitability.
Are you leaving soon, Blitz, or do you just mean like one day you're gonna be dead? But either way, thank you for the sub. Grimy Gadgeteer coming up. But I think card games thrive, like early Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering, etc. When you have clear, like when the players have clear understandings of what 1 mana buys you. X amount of stats-ish. If you get more than that, there's probably a downside. If you get less than that, there's probably an upside. And Hearthstone's kind of not really got any consistent, like, understanding for what things do. Now, Arena, again, you still kind of do have that. A 2 mana 2/1 is terrible stat line, but summoning a 2/2 is really good effect. So you're effectively getting 4/3 of delayed stats. It's like, this card's pretty fair for Arena these days, but like, you have the parameters for like how many stats like a 2-drop can give you. It's not a 2/3 that spawns a 2/2, which a card like that would probably need to be played, to be statted like that in order to be played and constructed.
The Whiz Banger Mark 7. I feel bad, but I don't. Oh, with fire.
How was that? Pretty good? I didn't hear what he said. I just tried to like... That second one was spot on. It's fun to try them. Hey, Barely Dosed. Thank you for the Prime. Taz, good to see you. I read your message and it sounded like you were dying. I have a real human job and I can't be here or something. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, Taz. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad Blitz isn't dying. Also, my back is very sore today. Just a heads up. Why is Red's mouth not moving the first time he says it? I've literally never heard that one. Thanks, Redbeard. Yeah, I don't think we've ever done that one. So was such a good counter to Tar Creeper when this card got released. And Tar Creeper was in Ungoro. They were both in at the same time. Like I've mentioned before, in old Arena, the sets didn't rotate. Every time a new set came out, you just put it in the pool of Arena cards. At one point, there was like 10 sets, I think, or maybe more. It's just like Classic, Mean Streets, Whispers, Ungoro, Witchwood. All these sets were just kind of like kicking about. Thank you, Junior, for the bits. And I guess we're hyping, Junior. I guess we're hyping. I finished my real human job. That's good. Oh yeah, this is around the time you finish your job, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I took a nap, and then I woke up, and my back...
I will offer you aid.
just really sore. 5 p.m.? You finish your job? Oh, it's 5 p.m. for you? I'll never figure out. I can never figure it out. Australia's... it's too hard for me.
What is it?
But yeah, we might do a little shorter, like stream again today, because my back is just like... my back is bumping. I don't know why.
Faster, you keelhaul defender! Please help me!
I can't think of any cards that can clear a board like this. That's no good. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I might be getting sick, like actually sick. I don't know, because it feels like, you know when you get like the flu or something, it kind of feels like that, where your back is just like sometimes your muscles just ache. But usually when I get sick, it like starts in my throat. It starts with like, you know, my throat and then like congestion and maybe soreness, but I don't know. We'll see.
In life,
Even sitting up kind of hurts.
death, blood.
You have a fever? I don't think so. But I also didn't start feeling it till like 5 or 6. So it might be like kind of like coming on a bit. Alright, he's gonna gain a lot. I'm just kind of like resetting the board state with, you know, his guy off the board. There's so many cards. I gotta burn a card. Did you tell your Simpsons to Candace? Who's Candace? Did you actually go out into the ungodly real world today? No. It was raining off and on today, but it also was like a chance for rain even when it said it wasn't. Just typed Hearthstone. Okay, that's really bad for me.
Righto.
Protect the city!
In life, in
I
death.
could bump this guy and kill it too. I'm just gonna play this. If it lives, I'll be pretty happy.
Drink the power.
All ends with death.
Thank you so much, KBB. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna just play this, even though I'm not entirely sure that it's that good.
Protect the city!
Come on, I get to spend the rest of the game with giant minions. Thank you, KBB, for the 100 bits. 20 years later, to be speaking here in front of the class of 2015. My God, you're that wrestler?
Might or magic, I'll withstand it all.
I think I want to turn my heater off also.
My duty is to the king.
Redbeard, you'd be proud of me. I used my 5 free tickets. I went 12, 11, 10, 9, 12, and only got Death Knight twice. Not bad. I've got 5 12s in a row right now, so maybe like it's gotten easier. I don't know. Guess I'm playing. Oh my God, I should have played that.
That's right. Feel free.
Is it safe to feed?
I guess I don't need this. It's crazy. I think my 7 TV broke. It sounds like it might have. I think they buffed Arena. Well, if they buffed Arena, then they didn't buff it for everyone, right? What is with the card Mailbox Dancer? Is it some sort of weird guy doing a vulgar thrusting dance in someone's mailbox? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand this in the context of Hearthstone either. I got the nastiest Druid deck. It was better than constructed. Did you take a picture? How many 12s are you on? 17 12 win runs in a row. I almost don't believe it to be true.
Drink with me,
put more stats on the board, seems good. His outfit is horrendous. Oh man, where'd it go? You don't like knee pads, fur boots, football, shoulder pads? Yeah, maybe not the best. The colors are all over the place, they are, huh? Yeah, I don't know if he was like a character in the game or anything. Thank you, Blitz. Freeman.
Side voices, please.
Impressive. You win this time.
Hey, I'm sorry, Blitz, thank you. Sorry, I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs. I'm also gonna go lay on my stomach and see if that helps for a minute. I think I come back.
Renathal versus Sylvana.
Victory for the Forsaken.
You'll find that my will is my own.
Okay, yeah, it seems like just sitting up seems to be a contributing factor to my pain. They're all WoW characters, but there's some that are super meta, like they acknowledge it's a game and how players act in the game. Oh, is that like one of those? Also, 8 wins, pretty nifty.
Provide a chilly reception for
I haven't watched you because I've been busy. How have you felt about the adjustments? Basically making all the classes, they boosted the same with 70% offering rates. I appreciate they did a lot to attempt to balance, but shows how hopeless these types of old set new rotations are to me. That's the only option. I think we need to retire these old sets, and then once a year they need to do like a 2-week event. They need to do like something Redbeard's been saying for a long time. They need to do Taverns of Time, like for like 2 weeks. They need to do like a Wild Arena for like 2 weeks. You could pick another event or whatever. You do it like a 2-week event every 3 months in between like set releases. You get rid of all the wild sets because they're not fun to play, they're not fun to draft, but drafting them for 2 weeks. And you could even like, you don't have to just like the last one we did for dual class with the worst sets possible. You could even go a little farther. You could put in like Whispers, you could put in Ungoro and stuff like that. That'd be kind of fun maybe for like a week or two. And I think you need to
Defend the gates.
reassess how you set the baseline for drafting. Like, you really shouldn't be drafting a ton of these type of cards, I don't think. I think decks should be more powerful and they should be more interesting. And they'll be more competitive with Death Knight and whatever they release for Death Knight and the other sets in the future. It'll just be more fun. There's just such a stark difference to when you draft a like a synergistic Jade deck or Murloc Shaman or, you know, Yogg Saron Mage deck, like whatever it is. Like, it's so much more fun, it's so much more interesting. And these games, like with just kind of whatever cards, like I don't think anybody other than like the people grinding the leaderboard for the non-existent arena leaderboard are the people that really want to like min-max wins with spider tanks and stuff like that. And bad players are going to lose regardless of if it's, you know, Judge and Talriel and Redbeard beating them with spider tanks or, you know, players playing fun cards. So I think you want, I've talked about it a long time, but I think the biggest disconnect that the Hearthstone dev team for the last 3, 4, 5 years, maybe its entire existence, is that they've never really understood that the draft is the best part. And that trying to balance the wins and the games after having a shitty draft is irrelevant. Because most players are going to go 2-3 or 3-3 or 4-3. So you lower the wins, you lower the win total max from 12 to like 9 or 7 even. You lower the rewards and you disperse them in the 0, 1, 2 win brackets, and then you make the drafts fun. And Arena would be so much better. And maybe Talriel or myself might have less success or might enjoy different aspects of it, but like it would open the game up to so many more players. On average, people should be 3-3. Yeah, you'd think so, but the good players average much higher than 3 wins, so the bad players have to average less than 3 wins. Do I just YOLO trying to find a 3-drop? I used to practice drafting with Hearthstone Tool early on. The draft is fun, yeah. Draft is fun. Playing the games is cool too. You want to see how your deck plays out and whatnot. But if there was a 7-win max and you got 60% of your gold back for 3 or 4 wins or whatever, like, you wouldn't feel so bad if you were a bad player that drafted a fun deck that only got 3 wins or whatever. Also, you set up a little pool where players like first 10 drafts are only against other players that are also in that first 10 pool draft or whatever. You can make it 15, you can make it 20. And then you can kind of dispel the erroneous notion that good players are just like free farming bad players, but you would at least know like, oh, I'm playing against players of equivalent skill to start. All arenas taught me is how bad 90% of players are. Draft is only fun in Magic. I think you could make the arena drafts more fun. Hearthstone arena, but drafting in Magic is fun too. I think. I don't think that solves Blizzard's issue, which is why they aren't their profits going up. I'm not sure what that even means, but he didn't specify an issue or anything about profits. But the profit argument is just, it's just kind of flawed by nature, because you don't know what they spend, which seems to be nothing. You don't know what they make, which is completely undisclosed, and you don't know what they could make if they put in any effort, small or large. So it's just kind of disingenuous to even reference it, but I get it. It's easier to say that though. It's easier just like, oh well, they don't make money, so they shouldn't do anything. It's like, well, we don't know if they make money, and doing things oftentimes tends to yield the capability to make money. Especially if you do things that people want and people enjoy. That particularly can go a long way in that regard. I haven't played in ages, so yeah, I don't have a fucking clue. That was clear, but I appreciate you taking it in good stride. But that was, I didn't need that qualifier.
King's honor, friend.
So what are we doing? We're trading here. Guess I could play the taunt. Guess I could take 2. And then he's completely off the board, and then, you know, as long as I'm not dead, pretty good. I knew a kid in high school who shouted Leroy Jenkins meme all the time. Never knew back then it would be such a classic meme. The things we said as youngsters become memes as oldsters. Put that on Redbeard's tombstone. Write that one down. So what are we doing here?
Do your worst. Get down!
You have an audience with the king.
How much does this deal? 2? We could be dead to a consecration, right? In that guy's defense, I don't really have a clue about most things. That doesn't stop me from posting. Never stop posting. Yeah, true. You shouldn't stop posting. Ever. Never stop posting. I agree. Okay. I can't hero power, but he didn't kill me last turn. So isn't that some sort of motivating factor to hold out hope that I might not be dead? I'm gonna start hero powering soon.
And the cycle of life is revolved.
I feel like this new hat has made you wiser. You know, the hat's not that new, but it is old and smelly. Sometimes I toss some stupid comments out and hope one of them sticks, you know? Yeah. And I don't mind either, but there's like 6 things we have to talk about every day. And one of them is how, like, theoretically, Arena doesn't make money, so they should never do anything with it, ever. But I have to argue that because it's my job. And also I live in a based reality where we just don't know things. Like, for example, like Battlegrounds yielded almost, there was no way to make money off of Battlegrounds when it came out, right? They put a lot of effort into that. Same for Duels, right? And probably Mercenaries. Like, there's a capability, but they put a lot of work into those things, and I can't imagine like Mercenaries or Duels was very profitable, and Battlegrounds wasn't profitable at all. What's important for Hearthstone is having a huge active player base. That's so much more lucrative, I think, than like nickel and diming players for $1 playing Arena, or you know, even like buying a $20 pass. I mean, if you can do that on top of having a humongous player base, companies, and Blizzard in particular, has shown that they will do that. And well, frankly, I don't fault them, but as a consumer, I don't always love it. But you know, I don't think that that's where they make a ton of profit, is like getting people to buy a $10 skin or like a $2 arena run or whatever. I think we say Mercenaries for the Keks at this point. When was the last Mercenaries update? Like, real update? I feel like every patch had mercenaries updates for a long time, and now I don't really feel like I hear about it. I will read their financial reports to see if I can find a revenue disambiguation. Yeah, let me know once you read them. I'd be interested. Breathe it in. How would you shut the hell up? Could that be something you could consider? I gotta Google revenue disambiguation. I was 6-0 with Warrior, and then I faced 3 Death Knights, and I went 6-3 in all the games, which are all my high-cost mana cards. Even in the Mulligan, they have to fix that too. Yeah, they shouldn't let bad things happen to Redbeard subscribers. I wholeheartedly agree. I disambiguously agree. I can guarantee they don't list net revenue from arena tickets. No, probably not. Probably not. The fix is real. Hey, my last run went 10. And this run went 8. Sorry, the last run yesterday went 8 before we bailed halfway through. And then this run's at 9. They're having some pretty good runs with not the premium classes, which is pretty cool. Could swing on it. You know what I could do, now that I have the AoE, is just push the base damage. See if he's got something. They usually have something, but maybe he doesn't. That's not possible. It's not possible. It was a joke. I'm not reading their 10 Qs. I know that. I think Blitz knows that.
One more.
The net is for pornographos, so I bet it makes a lot of revenue. Pornographos? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been watching some filthy schmecks on the internet lately.
Might or magic. I'll withstand it all.
Some of which performed by myself. You know what I'm saying? So he takes 4. It goes up to 10. He's dead. It's like Giga dead. Alright, I'll take 10. I know Warrior's OP, so it's like easy to get 10 and whatnot, but wait, Warrior's the 11th ranked class, and yet it's my highest win rate. 420 viewers. We gotta get up to at least 500 tonight, or I'm retiring from Hearthstone forever.
There is a simplicity in inevitability.
Warrior versus Warrior at 10 wins? Something must be done about this broken class. You need to be nerfed. No, Warrior needs to be nerfed. Well, actually it doesn't. This is fine. It's okay if Warrior has some good runs, right? Not every run has to be a goddamn Death Knight till the end of time, I'm hoping. My first 12 was Warrior. I'll never forget it. I won the last day with the Boomsday Bomb. Oh man, I loved the bombs. Could you imagine Bomb Warrior being like viable draft archetype that you could have? Man, I'd love that. Love them bombs. You're a godlike warrior? I don't think so. I think warrior's better than it seems, particularly if you can get Sunfire Smithing or multiple copies of it. We have this broken legendary, although we haven't really played too many games with the legendary, huh? We've only had it probably 3 times, maybe, in 12, 13 games. If Bomb Warrior came back, I might consider just getting Legend finally with it. Hope you had a nice and quiet Christmas time and got some great presents. Oh yeah, man. The best present I got was Pokemon cards. Okay, maybe the best present I got was the card that Twitch chat made for me. It was very sweet. Hey, thanks Durlog. Durlog. I need another card that's better. Is that better? This lets me hero power. This gives me a bigger minion, but do I really care? I think I'd rather just have a bigger minion. Kind of a bad turn. Have this many cards. I guess a lot of them cost 5. Redbeard, I didn't say anything nice to you though. Yeah, you did. You wrote some nice words on there. I read them.
The smell of manna in
That's
the
not good.
morning.
I want that.
Kings on a friend.
Sort of the same spot as the Death Knight game. I'll force them to have something. Otherwise, they're taking a lot. They might have something, but we have some AoE, so there's some value there. Well, he had something. I'm gonna play that. His hand kind of sucks, huh? Wish I could play both of them. Well, I kind of wish I had played that, squeezed in the hero power. Then I could play this plus the robot. Might have even been able to have a 2/2 on board still. Maybe not. Hopefully you don't get hit by a car this Christmas. That would totally suck. That is nice. He hoped I didn't get hit by a car. Yeah, it's way better than the alternative. I was like, I'm driving a car and chasing you currently with it. I did some serious Pokemon sorting today and some actual sorting. I can almost clear off this desk. Oh my god, it's time. I'm gonna make a commitment to myself to not buy any more Pokemon cards until I clear the desk.
Please help me.
God, this is just poo, man.
For a master tactician.
It's poo and I refuse to play it. I shed a little eye water reading some of the nice things people said. Yeah, I did too. Especially what you wrote. It really touched me. Really, yeah, it really touched me. Man, I really want to win. Can he just not play anything? I want to brew this back too. It's probably wrong. It's potentially wrong. I wish I had that execute. Boy howdy, I sure wish I did. You could like theoretically bump, razor, brew, execute. Maybe in a draft you could right click a card to add it to a 10 slot sideboard at 25 cards plus 10 sideboards. You can pick 5 of those cards to put in your deck to get cards into the arena that need synergy. Why not just offer them at a higher rate and then you don't have to do all that work though? No? Where's the Pikachu hat? Pikachu hat's over there. Have you ever eaten an angry dog? No. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. I'm dead. Actually, I'm just sort of dead on board if I don't do this. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I guess I have to do this too so I can swing next turn maybe. Not looking good? No, that's okay though. It's tough. We went second. We discarded our execute. He discovered a 0 mana execute. He played a Sunfire Smithing. We did not. In the mirror match of probably good warrior decks, he got all the good things and the goods. He got all the good things and more mana, and we did not. So that's okay. I don't have any problem going 10. Does he double your mains again if you Poo Mastered him? Yes, he would double them again, which is kind of cool. What happened? Oh, that card that could kill me. You know, when I was young, I wanted to make an earthquake. Yeah, didn't they do like everyone jumping in like a certain country at the same time, and then they actually got it to register on like the Richter scale as like a tiny earthquake or something. An actual doggo. Thank you for the follow, doggo. Not a bad first run, I'd say. Nice. This golden card that I can't use in arena, and I can't disenchant the signature one.